begin by asking a question. When was the last time you entered a library? Did you enter a library recently? How many of us rather, pick up a book because of the way it looks? Can I see some hands? You pick up a book because of the way it looks appealing, or maybe it looks too revolting for you. Please hold that thought and I'll come back to it. One of the most common things that I get to hear on a daily basis when I first interact with somebody is, you know, you don't really look Haryanvi. And I come back telling them, rather asking them, where do you think I'm from? I've been told that I come from Delhi, I look like a Punjabi. Somebody even told me that I look like a Kashmiri. Let me tell you, I do not have any relatives in any of those places, number one. And secondly, none of the people in my generations, at least for the last 4 generations, have had any relationship with any of those cities. So then people come back and ask me, you don't have a hint of Haryanvi accent. You must have gone to a boarding school. That's not true. I was schooled here, I went to college here, in this very state. Now, when all the arguments are up, they come back and tell me, you're very progressive for a Haryanvi woman. And I think I am. I am past the marriageable age, not looking for a guy, maybe I am, maybe I'm not decided yet. And most importantly, as people tell me, I was born. Being born as a girl in Haryana, again, is something worth applauding. That's what people tell me. The most shocking of all is, I have a job. And at this job, I give jobs to people. Very revolting for a girl from Haryana again. Why am I telling you all of this is because I come here to talk about stereotypes. A really, really big word it is. If you YouTube it, the first 5 search results that come back, they're just comic content, and there's this random music video from somebody called ATM. I really have no idea who ATM is. But then, yeah, stereotypes. There's more content there talking about every Delhi girl that there is, every Malayali, every nerdy fellow. I'm sure most of us have seen that girl, that bride who's dancing at her photo shoot in shorts, and to, of course, our very own Shah Rukh Khan saying, I quote, "My name is Khan, and I'm not a terrorist." So we're all surrounded by stereotypes. They're all around us. And this is when we don't even know these people. Delving a little deeper into the issue, I'm sure we all know that one person from somewhere, that friend of friend who's a drug addict, or your mother's brother's nephew's daughter, the girl who got divorced. Oh my God, what a characterless woman she is. Got divorced, right? And we have so many assumptions, so many notions about what exactly went wrong with their lives. And you know what? You would not recognize these people if they were sitting right next to you in those seats. That's stereotyping. Around in our neighborhood, in our vicinity, do you spot that girl who's wearing a burqa and riding the same bus as you? Do you spot that couple from Northeast who sits at the same table every single day when you go to get your favorite coffee at your favorite cafe? They're probably living together, aren't they? And so many others, so many different people from different countries, from different religions, different faiths. And of course, in India, we have a caste system. That particular person from that particular caste must behave in a certain way. What we really do is, we categorize people. We label them the moment we're out in the world. Our invisible barcode scanners, they go scanning people, assigning them groups. And these groups, they have specific characteristics that are to be displayed by specimens of these groups, these individuals, because they are so representative of who they are. What that really does is, it takes away a chance from them, a chance to be human, to be uniquely imperfect as an individual. Now what happens is, why we do it? We do it because it's easy on our little brains. We put all these people in categories in our heads, in our boxes. Who would go to the lengths to actually know a person and then file a separate file in our head? Isn't it just easy to put them all together in a one particular box and just be done with it and use that information every time you interact with them? It takes away any need for them being a human. It creates them as in an image of a laboratory specimen. There cannot be any mistakes. There cannot be any deviant behavior in these people. Every divorcee out there has to be characterless. Every drug addict has to be a weakling. Every gay person, of course, is nature's anomaly, not real people. Real people do not do that. And people who have been sexually abused, they must have been foolish enough to risk it. And a person who's missing a limb is not a complete person and therefore not entitled to a fulfilling life. But you know what? These people, they do not give a damn about what we think about them. Let me tell you about another category of people like me, and I'm sure there will be many more in the audience amongst you. Us who are the empathetic types, the hypersensitive individuals who think that if we go out and hug the world, it will be a better place. That we'll be able to heal the wounds of people, and that we understand life, and that we understand humanity the way it is today, and that we can do something about it. We're partially correct, and mostly we're not right, we're wrong. I had the same notion about myself about a year ago when I started the Human Library Delhi chapter. I thought of myself as somebody who's very open, somebody who's very accepting of people, somebody who's deep down an amazing human being with really, really open mind and a bigger heart, even bigger heart rather. You know what? I was challenged. I was challenged with every single human book I recruited on the bookshelf, every single person I met, right when I understand that I understand life. I was thrown off the guards. I was caught off guards. It was an amazing, amazing journey. After that, when we started recruiting books, the process was done, and still it is going on. It happens so every week, every month we have an event. Every week we go out in search of these human books. Now these human books, they'll tell you some wonderful, wonderful tales. All the people that I tell you about, they'll teach you a thing or two. The woman who was divorced, the woman who walked out of her house, the domestic abuse survivor that we call her, she'll teach you about strength. The strength that when she realized and she had that strength to move out of her house, that stopped being home for her. When she realized that the shelter above her head is no longer protecting her. The blind person, we think, cannot travel a metro. He will teach you how he listens to colors and feels our sounds. He will open up senses for you in a way that we never really thought was ever possible. We have a refugee who comes from Karakoram. He will tell you about growth and hope. He will tell you tales about believing in your own dreams and having choices and exercising them. They're all very, very different people. And why are they different? They're different because they do something very different from us. They talk. They talk to us about the stereotypes that we have in our minds about them. Even if we talk, what we do? We ask questions. We ask very weird questions. Questions like, जब आँखें नहीं हैं तो मेट्रो में कैसे ट्रैवल करते हो? और जब घर पे प्रॉब्लम हुई तो पेरेंट्स को क्यों नहीं बताया? हस्बैंड का घर क्यों छोड़कर चले आए? And things like many similar other things. I can tell you stories and stories about these weird questions that have people been asked. An HIV positive person was once asked, आपको कैसा लगा जब एक डॉक्टर ने आपको ट्रीटमेंट देने से मना कर दिया because आपने अपना HIV स्टेटस उनको एक्सपोज किया?
And the drug addict is often asked, क्या सही feel आती होगी ना drugs लेके? Amazingly, these people are not bothered by these questions. They answer them. Every single weird question of yours, they answer them. Why do they do that? They do it because they know the only way to break stereotypes is to talk about them. And once the cat is out of the bag, once you've acknowledged that stereotypes exist and we all indulge in practicing prejudices against these people, we can talk about it. We have witnessed some very beautiful talks at the sessions. We have witnessed the readers who come in as skeptics. They are transformed human beings. These talks, these very beautiful conversations stir up human beings in them, the humanity, the humane nature that is at the very core of our being. Those things get stirred up. We see people tearing up. We see people laughing with joy. We see people with eyes widened and open mouths, looking at the other people who they think were of a particular type, and that proved to be wrong. Mostly what happens at our sessions is people listen. People listen to such beautiful, beautiful tales. Such is the magic of conversations. It opens up a ground for people to come together, leave contexts and references, and bond as human beings. And probably we'll all come to a realization that we're a part of a bigger whole. We're not all very different. We are just people of our own kinds. We're very similar because we're humans. We're just unique in our own natures. Remember at the start of the talk, I had asked a question about the books. It comes relevant right now because I will tell you what we say at Human Library. We say, don't judge a book by its cover. Pick it up, turn a page, read a few chapters, and have a conversation. Thank you.